This video is about bipolar type 1 versus bipolar type 2. Type 2, which I have. But first, I want to just say that I know my channel is all over the place. And I know that some people like me talking about mental issues. Some people like me talking about films. Some people, a few people, I don't know if there anyone, likes that I'm talking about art. And me personally love antagonizing right-wingers. And, and I know my channel is all over the place, but that's the kind of, I thought about this for a while. Should I have like 5 different versions of different channels? 5 different channels? I can. And I guess I'm warming up to the thought that this channel is me, warts and all. Everything about this channel is about me. Painting films, antagonizing right-wing idiots, talking about mental issues. It's just me. This whole channel is like, it's me. I played with the idea of calling, I changed the channel from Captain Trash to Not Funny. But I played with the idea that the channel was called This Is Me. But I don't know, I felt it was like, I don't know. But that's it. This is me. It's me. Warts and all. Everything bad, everything good. It's a portrait of me. The whole thing is a portrait of me. And not my video about the difference between bipolar 1, bipolar 2. All right. There's a difference between type 1 bipolar and type 2. I have type 2. And still I don't necessarily know all the details about it. I just have my own stories and my own background. As I said before, I didn't believe it when I got the diagnosis, and I really didn't believe in medicine, like Lamictal, which is what epileptics get. But over time, I noticed that I behaved differently, and I wasn't that intense and everything. I didn't have this far out ambitions and everything. So it helped, it worked. But bipolar type 1, I don't have. And that's when you get manic. That's when you get fucking crazy. Like Kanye West. Kanye West is a typical example of bipolar type 1. That's manic. I don't get manic. And I do have stories. I do have like things that I did that I I have calmed down. I was very adventure was like the thing. I said, let's go on an adventure. When I was, I've always been drinking. I drank and I still drink, as you see. But before I had medicine, I was like, adventure was the best thing ever. So I fucked around. I had a lot of one-night stands. But for a long while, I told these stories about these one-night stands I had. And people thought it was amusing. But, as I got older, I thought about, the people that were involved, the women that were involved, and also a lot of them were just, a drunken sailor. Like I'm a drunken sailor. I imagine myself being a captain of a fishing boat or something. So it's more like that. I am bipolar type 1, and it's one thing is to read it on paper, right? This and this and this and that is how bipolar type 1 is. This and this and this is how bipolar type 2 is. There's a completely different thing to have it, you don't kind of exactly believe it. At least I didn't. ADHD, I could believe. That was something concrete. But bipolar, it seemed like that. Oh, okay, better like that seemed like what is. I knew what bipolar was, but and my mother got diagnosed with bipolar when she was 60. Yeah, 60, and I was 30 when I got diagnosed. And I went to Norway. It's state governed. Norway takes really good care of their people. So I went to the doctor and I told him, it took me a long, long time. 29 or something. Like everybody told me. Dan, my name's Dan. Daniel Sjömyr. There's only one person in the world that has that name. Daniel Sjömyr. Anyway, call me Dan. But I went to this place. It was because I owe so many people much money. I just owed, I'm terrible with money. So my mother, everybody, you have to do something with your fucking. I don't have any problems. I'm just blah blah blah. But I don't remember exactly what it was that like kicked me in the ass enough to go to and seek help. I don't really, but I did, and I'm so glad that I did. The psychiatrist, one meeting with me, one fucking meeting, and he diagnosed me with bipolar. It also helped that my mother was diagnosed with bipolar. My uncle, I have two very interesting uncles that I want to make a video of. One uncle on my father's side was a genius, smartest motherfucker ever. And the other one was like me. That was on my mother's side. Anyway, so we have in our family, we have sort of genes like mental problems, but also there's a lot of intelligent people in my family too. And that's an interesting mix. But yeah, I don't know. My mother, yeah, I got that diagnosis as of one fucking day. The ADHD took longer. They thought first I had autism, but then ADHD. So I'm not bipolar type 1. I don't get manic. I wouldn't presume how manic, like, I don't know how that is, but I've known people that I suspected to be bipolar type 1. Bipolar type 2 is again, is difficult to talk about himself. Like, when people, I talk to people that like are smart as fuck and educated, and they have read about ADHD, and there's something called hyper focus. I was talking to this chick, and she was like, yeah, but what about your hyper focus? I was like, yeah, sure, there is hyper focus. For me, it's painting, and it's doing something creative. That's my hyper focus. But I've been asked in so many ways, like people that are interested, which is a good thing. They're open to diagnosis and everything, but they see it like it is on paper. It's you have hyper focus. When you have bipolar, you have the ups and you have the downs. And when are you up? When are you down? But it's so much more complicated than that. And also, I gotta admit, I am so fucking terrible. I don't know when I'm depressed. I have no connection to my own feelings. That's my big problem. Is I don't remember things from my childhood. My childhood wasn't good. My childhood wasn't bad. But my brain has just decided to forget about it. And I don't deal with my emotions at all. My ex, I was with her for 3 years. And she said over and over again that she felt she didn't know me because I was cold. I was like distant. And I kind of, the trick for me, the thought for me is to like, if I need to know if I'm depressed or not, is to pretend that I am my own friend. Like, What if I were a different person and saw myself as a best friend? What would I think? Going outside of myself. It's difficult, but I'm trying that sometimes. But again, I don't give a fuck if I live or I die. To be honest, I don't care. Death for me is the thought of how you died. That's something, but afterlife, nothing. Doesn't matter. I don't care. So for me, the having depression, everybody tells me that I am depressed, but I don't see it myself. But I can recognize when I am up. I can. And I have been that lately because I have been slacking off with my pills. And I yesterday or the day before, I was like going around like this, going like a crazy person, like going like this. Well, because I had so many thoughts, had so many projects, I had so many things to do. And I was like, I thought for myself, you'd have to take your meds because this is the result. I was going around like bored out of my mind, bored out of my fucking mind. Everything was boring. I had this project, I had this project, I had this project, I had this project. And I did every project in my head at the same time. And that's the kind of thing. And I thought, like, you know, now you're really, really intense. You know that, right, Dan? You're really, really intense. And I was like, yeah, I know. So I've begun to take my pills again. But there's a difference. That's the point. There's a difference between bipolar type 1 and bipolar type 2. And I have stories, but they're not like great stories. They're the one that I destroyed a toilet with a girl called Ragnhild in Mexico City, because, we fucked and we destroyed a toilet. That's cool. Thankfully, she could speak Spanish. She was from Norway, but as I was, but she could speak Spanish. And thankfully for us, the Mexicans, especially in Mexico City, are petrified of the police, so they didn't want to take it up with the police. But we destroyed that fucking toilet, man.